Welcome back to First Look, brought to you by the Edamame Anime Club. I'm Steve, and I'm joined by my co-host,
Alexander. Great to be here.
And we have a new co-host that we're bringing to the Edamame Anime Club, and it is...
Marcus. How's it going?
If you don't know this, Marcus loves anime. He's the one that got me into Fooly Cooly, which is that's been like one of my top favorite anime in a while. And so we definitely had to bring him in, and now we got him. Took a lot of money, lots of money to bring him in, and we're glad we have him. All right. So what anime are we doing today?
Today we're going to be doing Dungeon Meshi, or in the English version, Delicious in Dungeon.
All right, that sounds good. Let's go ahead and crack these beers.
All right.
No, why not? All right.
Or let's get them cracking.
Let's get them cracking. Kanpai. 1, 2, 3. And if you don't know what First Look is, First Look was we watch the first 2 episodes of anime, and then we say whether you should drop it or watch it.
Yep.
And by the way, I didn't know this anime was called Delicious in a Dungeon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, at all. Like, I learned that on Twitter because everyone's talking about this anime. So it's a pretty popular anime.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of people. Some people are calling it like the free run killer, that it's going to overtake free run in popularity. Which, I don't know. We can get into that later. But...
Yeah, that might be something we talk about toward the end. But I don't know if it's going to beat free run. I think that one might be an anime of the year.
Yeah, I think it's probably one of the most popular anime right now. All right, but yeah, Delicious in Dungeon is a Japanese manga series written by and illustrated by Ryoku Kui. And it was recently serialized and licensed in America, and it is currently being produced by Studio Trigger. And the first episode started airing, 2 weeks ago? Yeah. So, yeah, it's currently airing on Netflix.
Yeah, on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's a big company.
Yeah.
Trigger?
Well, both. Netflix.
Yeah. Wait, would you say Nappa? You said Mappa?
No. Studio Trigger.
Oh, Trigger.
Yeah.
Trigger. Would you say that was Trigon, right?
Yeah, it's got a bunch. I'd have to go look.
No worries.
Yeah.
But that's because I saw the new Trigon and the animation was kind of but it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the old one, so I'm sure that's a whole thing. But all right, well, let's jump into this. So, really, real quick, I mean, we watched the first 2 episodes so we can get that intro.
Yeah.
Because the intro is almost like the most enticing part of the anime.
Yeah, I actually really liked the intro, and I was kind of feeling the music too.
It was all right. I mean, I didn't think it was nothing special. It went by like the basic guidelines of an intro. It was like more like an outro.
I agree. It was mid as fuck. I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
I don't know.
We've seen some amazing intros. You're gonna put this up with the greats?
No, maybe not. I don't know.
Now we're convincing them.
It had this weird thing where it was like making them all look small and like other people like giants, which I thought was kind of weird.
I kind of like that.
That was clever. I do like that. Now that you mentioned that,
hey, number one intro.
But the music didn't hit me, and also we got a weird intro that became the outro.
Yeah, the outro of episode 1 was the actual intro.
I kind of like that though.
It was interesting.
Kind of tying the episodes together.
Yeah,
and I did like the music. It was a little upbeat.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's not like a crazy emotional anime, it's meant to be upbeat, and I felt like the music really matched that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, there was a point where I was like, damn, this music kind of slaps. But so I'm wondering, since we only watched 2 episodes, does every intro become the outro and move forward?
I don't think so. I think it's going to be the same intro. Yeah.
All right. Well then.
No, because the next outro is different.
Yeah,
it wasn't the same.
Yeah, it wasn't the same.
I don't know about the intro because
the outros were photographs.
Yeah.
But I did like the whole theme of like the giants and stuff like that because I'm curious where it's like leading to. So I really like that. And actually, that was the introduction of the new characters that you don't get in episode 1 and 2.
Yeah, true.
And all right, so let's get into. So the beauty of watching only 2 episodes is we get to really dive deep into the characters.
Yeah.
So we have a couple characters. We have Fallon, who is the first character that I remember.
The sister that gets eaten by a dragon.
Yeah. By the way, spoiler alerts for this anime.
I don't know how
first 2 episodes.
I don't know how you remember that of all people.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's that's all I remember.
Well, it is a big plot point. The whole reason why they're doing it, to go get his sister.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's a missed plot point. Like the story wouldn't change at all. Like Like they could have cut out that entire beginning scene.
They could have cut it
comfortable.
out. That's like, you gotta have a reason. You
They don't seem like they're in that big of a hurry.
She's dead.
We have this thing called like we say it a lot, like I think it's like plot device.
Yeah.
So like on certain anime they have a plot device, and that's what Fallon is in this anime.
Yeah.
Like for the first 2 episodes at least. Like on what's that one with the coin? That was the plot device. The Akuma Drive.
Yeah.
The coin is
Oh,
the
yeah.
plot device that builds off that.
Okay.
Yeah, like that small incremental, like it's not really important, is what brought the anime to go, and it actually did. It did make the journey happen.
Yeah.
So that's the plot device that we're referring to,
Yeah.
and that's what Fallon is in that. And then who else do we have?
See, the only character that I can really remember is Marcille.
Well, let's go with the main guy first.
See,
I'm looking at him right now.
Laos.
Laos.
Yeah.
So he's basically the main character, right?
Yeah,
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 it's basically,
definitely.
yeah.
He's kind of a novice chef, which is really kind of the idea here of the anime. He's just the guy. I don't know if he's a badass yet.
I feel like he's a badass.
Oh yeah, he's definitely a badass.
I can't tell because really, the very beginning intro of like where the adventure club is all together, they all get slaughtered but he's like daydreaming.
Yeah. His stomach is like grumbling and shit when he's like fighting the dragon.
He couldn't think. He couldn't he was already thinking about. I mean, it was obviously a huge like monstrous dragon. Like he was already thinking like we're gonna beat it already. Let's just get so I can go eat. So he never thought they were gonna get eaten by this freaking dragon.
Yeah.
And we actually found out like later on, I think in episode 2, that Laios is the brother of Fallon.
Yeah.
Fallon is the sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he says it in the first episode.
Oh, does
Yeah,
it?
yeah, it's
Okay.
like 30 seconds.
Oh, okay, right after the scene, we gotta save my sister.
Yeah.
Well, we get that, and who else we have?
Chilchuck.
Chili Chuck.
Chili Chuck.
I think it's just Chilchuck.
Chilchuck.
I always saw it as Chili Chuck.
It might as well be Chilchuck.
Yeah, might as well. He is this. He's a nobody in episode 1.
Yeah.
Absolute nobody, has nothing going for him.
Yeah, I was actually kind of annoyed by him in episode 1. I also thought his character, the voice actor, didn't do a good job on him, but
We did watch it subbed,
yeah.
so we did watch
I liked it. Man, I liked him. I liked him from the get go. Just like you always see that little like that like assassin type, like mysterious character.
Yeah.
That's how I saw him as.
You saw him as an assassin, and you find out he's just the key holder. He just holds the keys. He's just really smart.
He's just a lockpick. That's all.
That's all he
He's
is,
a little
yeah.
rogue.
Yeah, he was a good character. I don't think he has his character development in the first episode and the second episode were.
He gets
he gets like actual attributes in episode 2.
yeah.
So.
Episode 1, he's just there.
Yeah.
But
Let's get into Marcille.
Marcille. So I actually really liked Marcille. She's probably my favorite character.
Agreed.
She's obviously the comedic relief. But,
Yeah, she's awesome. She made this anime so much better. You're right. She is the comedic relief of the whole anime. Just her place in this, but she's also like, what would you classify her in the group?
She's supposed to be like the mage. She's the mage, right?
Oh, yeah, she's the mage.
She's definitely the support type character. You don't really get to see her do anything in the first 2 episodes, except we'll get into that whenever we talk about some of my favorite scenes.
They hype her up as being really strong.
Yeah, but she doesn't really do a whole lot. And she's like kind of clumsy and like really doesn't want to eat the food.
Yeah, she annoys me. I'm not gonna lie, because she's just always complaining. She's that type of character that's always just questioning everything. Doesn't want to really go with the team.
Yeah.
That's the type of character she is.
Yeah, but like you need someone in every adventure club to be like, no, I don't want to go in that dungeon. I don't want to eat that. You need that in an adventure club because it does offer that like these guys aren't just idiots walking into a dungeon.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna correct you there. It's they're adventurers. They're not an adventure club.
yeah, potatoes, tomatoes.
Yeah. So then our last character we get talked about is Senshi.
Ass.
Man, I love that character.
I actually kind of liked him. I like him. Yeah.
So there is. I do not like him, but for some reason I like his duo with the main character Laios.
Yeah.
I like their duo together because Laios is kind of like a novice chef. Senshi is the master chef.
He's basically like the guru.
He knows all this shit.
Yeah.
So like the ability that they have with each other is like he wants to know and he's gonna show him.
Yeah, it's almost like a master apprentice kind of
Exactly,
thing.
yeah.
He almost became like the main character. Like as soon as he's introduced, like he takes over.
Yeah.
Like he just starts chefing stuff up. He's like, "Oh, no, you're doing it wrong. Let me get this." And a lot of the screen time to me was like paying attention to him.
Yeah.
I honestly, I came in like I didn't eat lunch that day, and like I was so hungry after watching, like I was salivating. But yeah, he does offer that. Like really, I feel like the story's all built around him.
Yeah.
Like it's them traveling with him and him introducing them to a new dish. Because every single episode, he introduced like 3 new dishes.
Yeah.
I was like, what are we eating for breakfast? Bat wings and slime that's been dried out. Like yeah, and that was really cool. I like that part of it. I just don't like his character. The design.
His design's pretty ugly, but I like him as a character.
I really would rather them like have his mustache go up and down when he's talking. That's just me.
He's silly, man. Like he just looks silly. Like everything about him, just like with his bug eyes and like he's saying like his mustache not moving. Like he's just talking through a helmet.
Yeah.
His helmet looks all funky. It's all broken.
I actually kind of like how they introduce him. Like he walks up on them as they're trying to cook this first scorpion. But there's a little like tidbit. Like they're talking about food whenever Laios is like opens up his book and he's like in the shadows like
he's like creeping. Like he's trying to listen to what they're saying. Like, oh, they want to eat dungeon food?
Yeah.
Shit, I'm the master chef. He does offer a lot of support in that. Yeah, he's really good at the dungeon food. So those are the main characters we get in episode 1 and 2. We get no other characters. And that's kind of the beauty of doing the first look, because we don't get to see the rest.
Yeah.
The plot and the story behind this.
I mean, shaky at best.
Like I said, the entire first minute could have just not happened, and they could have just been like, "Yeah, I'm going to go in the dungeon to eat some monsters," and the story wouldn't change. Like,
I'll be totally honest. When you sold this anime to me, what did you call it? What's the not the English version of it?
Dungeon Meshi.
I didn't know what Dungeon Meshi was at all, so I came in here blind. And whenever I saw it, I was like, "This is like a not hentai version of Food Wars with dungeon food." And I don't like the plot or the story.
I like the concept of it. It's pretty unique. Like let's like eat some food in the dungeon. We turn all the monsters into food, and then there's a very high level of detail whenever they're making everything. Like it's very food oriented.
I really liked it. I thought it was really unique. Like a whole toss of a new genre of like dungeon dweller animes, because it seems like a lot nowadays is like just a bunch of just fantasy dungeon dwelling like animes. And they're going about like, oh, we're not trying to kill the biggest baddest like
monster for the treasure or whatever. Yeah.
They're trying to eat them.
Exactly. Yeah. We're trying to kill the dragon because the meat's rare.
I'm gonna eat some dragon steak,
Yeah. No, and I do like it is unique. I'll give it that. Yeah. The plot and story is super unique. I've never seen anything like that, and I'm surprised that they made it.
I'm highly surprised too. Yeah. To be honest, I didn't even want to give this a chance. I'm not that interested in food anime. Yeah. So
we all play our parts here, and you recommended this one to me. So like I came in here blind.
Yeah. But yeah, plot non-existent. I have a feeling that they're gonna make it more relevant as it goes on. Like right now, they're just kind of introducing you to like the core points of it, which is gonna be the turning monsters into food along the way. I think the Marcille are not.
I don't think it's gonna be any different. This is what we're gonna get from this anime. If you want to watch this anime, you're gonna get them eating different dishes, different styles, different monsters. That's what's gonna be.
Yeah, and I agree. And all the dishes were like.
Yeah, the first
like omelets, bat omelets with slime, caviar.
I like how they basically made a roast chicken, but it was the monster was
a chicken snake.
Yeah, chicken snake, like a cockatrice or whatever.
Cockatrice,
yeah. And I'm glad you brought that in, because let's get into our most memorable scenes from episode 1 and 2. Right. I'll start it off. I really do enjoy the very introduction of all the characters, because really you see this adventure club. And you notice like this guy is just like thinking off, and it shows them all whole, and then the next scene is like Fallon's like, watch out, and then she's getting eaten, and like he's just like wandering, and then her last wish is like, get these guys that are surviving. Like they came in like a group of like 12.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
So I do like that introduction.
I think my favorite scene is when they're talking about the man-eating plant. They're like, it's okay to eat because there's like it doesn't actually eat men. Like no one's gonna get caught by this plant, and then halfway through it spits a dude out.
Yeah.
Then they hang the guy up, and then they go, let's just hang him up, and they're like, they're sleeping, watching him hung up, and he's all, and then I think Senshi's all, monsters will eat him at the end of the night, and he's like, it shows the vines eating him. Oh yeah, that was hilarious. Dude.
Yeah, that was
that scene was kind of important, I think, to like establish that like death isn't really that serious. Like they're just like, oh, someone else is gonna find him and bring him back alive.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah. So I guess that's another reason why they're not that concerned about the sister.
What about you?
So there's two scenes I actually really liked. Ooh. The first one was actually whenever they're fighting the cockatrice, and Laios like goes up there and starts like trying to intimidate it or whatever. He's like pumping himself up and like dancing in front of it, and it like makes the chicken whatever like dance with them, like they're bluffing each other out. And then the dwarf comes behind him. And he's like, but it has two heads. Or no, the chicken's the tail. The steak is the actual head.
Yeah. That was a good scene. Yeah,
I like that one.
That was a good scene. Like it was funny, but also like clever, and it showed like that's when I really liked the duo of Laios and Senshi. Like that was the beginning of that. Like because I feel like they're gonna do a lot of that of them being the duo.
And like I said, I think it kind of set up as Laios and the other guy is kind of like a badass. Like it wasn't like a cool badass action scene, but it was well done.
What was the other scene?
This one I think I liked. This is my favorite moment from Marcille. Whenever she's trying to get the mandrake.
Oh, dude, that's I was about to say that. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So she's I forget. Senshi's like just like cutting the heads off of the mandrakes or whatever, and she's like, "No, I read it in a book. You gotta use a dog to pull the mandrake out, and then like, but it kills the dog." And so she's like, comes up with a big brained idea. She's gonna use like a bat. So she like creates like a little like noose around like a cave or whatever and shoots it to like make the bats come out, and the bat like flies directly at her and like brings the mandrake with it, and like the mandrake like stuns her and like it all crashes her. That was a hilarious scene.
That scene was so much fun. It was hilarious because it had so many things that followed it that were really important. First off, while she's dazed, Senshi's back there like hanging, like drying out the bat, like leaking the bat. Like he's the bat, like leaking the bat out with all the blood. And then I really like because she feels like she's not important in the scene. She's no longer important. And then the scene that I like is that Senshi actually makes 2 omelets, and he's like, "This is the one with the mandrake of the one that I did. Here's the one that I made with the one that was actually like pulled by the bat." And it turns out the bat one that pulled the entire mandrake out was the one that was flavorful.
Yeah.
It was not bitter, to be exact.
Yeah. And he's actually pretty amazed at it. He's like, "Man, I didn't even realize that. Like I got taught something that, I didn't even know." Like and he's like disappointed in himself because he's like been cooking it.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
It didn't even like really ring to me that, why he made 2 different separate dishes.
Oh yeah. I mean, he made it feel important. That's why that scene was important.
Yeah.
The other scene I really like, and it was the trap scene. So in episode 2, we get to see that Chilchuck has actual skills, and it's like detecting traps. And one of them is like he's detecting these traps, but while he's doing this, Senshi is like, "Oh, we can utilize all these traps to cook some food," because apparently in this time they cannot fry food at that degree of temperature.
Yeah.
But turns out that there's oil back there, and he like ends up using it to be cooked in.
Yeah, the olive oil.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he said it's olive oil, which is really weird. Like, why olive oil?
Yeah.
He said it was it used to be an olive like olive oil like plant where they would extract the olive oil.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And I like that scene because I think it's building off of Chilchuck and Senshi's duo later on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're very adverse to each other.
So Senshi might be the main character of this anime. We don't even know.
Yeah.
How about you, Marcus? You got any scenes you
really liked? Any more? I'm out. That was it.
I really liked when Chilchuck's going through that trap infested room, and then all of a sudden Senshi just starts walking through there and springing every trap like he didn't even care. He's like, "Oh, look at this," and then he just like he didn't even care, and like that. I like that scene a lot.
Yeah, it was actually pretty funny. So like he's bringing all the traps, and he like realizes that there's like a huge axe swinging out. He's like, "Oh, I could cut up animals with this."
Yeah, I didn't get that until later on when he's like, "Go step on this trap to cut the pig or whatever it is, the bat." Yeah. Well, those are some memorable scenes, and I really do enjoy those scenes, and they were really funny. A lot of comedic relief from Marcille.
Yeah.
Now we get into the nitty gritty.
All right.
And I'll let you go first. Will you watch this or drop this?
So I mentioned it earlier. This is a type of anime that I wouldn't ever watch. Like I wouldn't have even given this a time of the day. Like I might. You two had to convince me to watch it. Kind of. I know I convinced Steve to watch it, and then we all sat down and watched it. But this isn't something that I would normally go for. I saw it being hyped. So I was like, like if everyone's talking about it, might as well give it a try.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, I'm gonna give this a watch. I think this is a watch.
Wow,
that's actually surprising.
That is.
Yeah. And I'll go next. That way, our new co-host here can go last. This is a drop for me.
It's a drop.
While it's funny, it's hilarious. The story seems okay. I don't think it's for me. I don't think I can see myself being with this adventure club for multiple episodes while they just cook. It seems like it's going to be repetitive. I'm going to lose interest really quick. While they're offering new characters, when I jumped into this anime, I thought there was going to be a little more action. There was not, and there was like only a few action scenes I saw. So this is it definitely if you were into what's the action anime called? Shonen.
Shonen, yeah. It's definitely not a
It's
shonen.
definitely not shonen. It's definitely a comedy. I don't think that you will actually enjoy this. So it is a drop for me.
It's actually considered a seinen demographic, which is targeted at older people. Shonen's obviously targeted at younger.
Young people.
Man, I'm gonna go with watch.
It's
a
a watch
big
for me.
watch for me. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it might be repetitive, but it's something that I could just that I look forward to watching because I just want to see how they solve problems, how Senshi figures out how to cook some animal, some monster, and as they delve deeper in the dungeon, I feel like it's just gonna get crazier and crazier. Meals are gonna get just the monsters turning into meals is just gonna get more just insane. Just I'm definitely gonna watch it.
Yeah, and you're actually a big fan of like fantasy settings. Like you've played The Witcher and all that.
Yeah.
So like me and you both have a good backgrounds on different kinds of monsters. Like I was surprised they pulled the mandrake out.
Yeah. They have a lot of culture references like throughout the whole anime.
Yeah.
But I do agree. Like you are a big fantasy fan in that regard. Like you like the whole duo club and everything like that.
Yeah. Oh,
you're like really into like what's that game? War Awards. World of Warcraft. That's what it is, right? You got a mage, you got a healer, you got all that stuff. And I think that falls. And again, I'm not a big fan of fairy tale. I'm not. So maybe if there's a romance aspect to this, if Marcille and Laios like had a little hint, I would have been like all over this anime and I've been watching it then. But it's not for me. But
you got to get to the romantic cooking episode for that.
If you like fun, if you like fun slice of life, man, this is for you.
Yeah, I agree.
This is definitely one. If you watch the first 2 episodes, you'll know instantly if you're gonna like it or not.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. I wouldn't recommend this to anyone. But let's see what are other people saying. What's the rating that that they're giving this, and give the title, the actual thing that's getting rated.
I had one. I closed it. I know it's getting an average of 7.4 stars out of 10 on Netflix.
Was it Netflix or IMDb?
It was Netflix.
So, and I can see it being that good. It's not bad. I'm not gonna say it's. I just know I'm not gonna watch it. It's not a bad anime.
Yeah. I would definitely rate it around there. Like it's not great. Like it's not like the animation isn't super fantastic.
Yeah, the animation is actually kind of mid.
Yeah, like the battles aren't like jaw dropping, eye catching battles, but it's just something that you could just watch and just feel like, not too like what's the word I'm looking for.
It's not something that you can. If you miss part of it, you're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not gonna. If it's not like one of those anime like Devilman Crybaby or Neon Genesis Evangelion or any of those anime that you gotta watch and write down and have a dissertation ready to write.
Yeah, like 15 minutes will change the whole anime for you.
You miss a minute, you're not missing much.
Yeah. I think we were talking about it after we finished the second episode. I think you described it to me as comfy. Like it was just you just sit down, you know. It was an overall enjoyable, nothing to take too serious, you know.
Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah.
If you want to, for background music.
Background music.
Well, what was the rating?
7.4 out of 10.
7.4 out of 10 out. What is it? IMDb.
This one's IMDb. Yeah.
And you know, it's hard to use the rating system majority of the time, but I personally think that's a good rating for it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it's like I said, I would probably rate it right around there.
Yeah, I don't think it's any better.
7. I wouldn't even rate it 7.4. I'd rate it about a 7, even.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that being said, guys, we watched the anime. We some of us liked it. Some of us said we drop it. Some of us will watch it. But all in all, you can decide. Let us know. Watch the first 2 episodes. Let us know what you think. Are you watching it? And if you are, what episode are you on? And what episode do we need to watch to get caught up to your episode?
Yeah.
And where it's good, in my opinion. You guys got anything else?
That's
That's it.
All right, guys. Well, we'll catch you on the next week of First Look. Bye.
Later.
You said we should